Today, we back to the coffee. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be filming this look right here. It is a very pretty, fun, and flirty Valentine's Day glam. If you have been subscribed to my channel for a minute, then you guys already know what's up. My birthday falls on Valentine's Day, so of course we are going to be doing a little mini Valentine's Day glam series on my channel. I'm excited about it, and if you guys are excited, make sure you drop your recommendations down below because I want to film what you guys want to see. Now, I did use a variety of products in today's video. I used some new stuff from Rare Beauty, some stuff from Too Faced. I got some new Fenty in here. So if you guys are excited about today's video, make sure you guys stop what you're doing, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those post notifications so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be a pretty lengthy video, so kick back, relax, grab your drink, matcha tea, water, whatever you drink. Today we're drinking coffee, so let's zoom in and let's get into it. So I am going to start off with the eyes today. I will be using a brand new palette here. This is by Too Faced. It's called Let's Play. I love how small this palette is. They did launch several different palettes. I have another one here called Kitty Likes to Scratch, and it's filled with a bunch of warm tones. This palette is right up my alley, but I'm not going to use it in today's video. I am going to be using this one called Let's Play. I do want to do a really pretty romantic look using some of these pinkish mauve shades. So I'm going to first start off with this peach shade right here, and I'm going to take that in my crease to act as my transitional shade. The next shade I'm going to take is called Cheat Code. It's a really pretty burgundy shade, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in big circular motions, and I'm going to use this to define out my outer V area. Alright, so now that I have the shade called Cheat Code buffed and blended out in my outer V, I'm going to go in with a liner. I've been loving the Killer liners by Too Faced. This is a recent launch for them. I have two shades, Killer Caramel and then also Killer Chocolate. I'm going to swatch both because I'm not sure what vibe I'm going for, but I think a brown liner with this look is going to be very pretty. So I'm going to go in with Killer Caramel. I did swatch it right here. That's caramel, that's chocolate. I'm definitely feeling the vibe of caramel, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to line my outer V area closest to the lash line. After doing that, I am going to take a liner brush and I am going to wing it out a little bit. I'm going to do kind of like a faux wing. Then I'm just going to take a shorter brush and really start to buff and blend out the liner. Just going to blend it up into the shadow. So now that I have that brown liner smoked out, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Cheat Code, and I'm just going to blend it over top to really just help smoke everything out. And as you can see, I'm not being too precise whenever it comes to buffing out this line right here on my lid because I usually go in with concealer to conceal it a little bit to get my perfect liner shape. So definitely don't worry about making this too precise. Now before I actually go in with my lid color, I'm going to take the shade called Easter Egg and I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight just to kind of bring down my transition shade because I did get a little heavy-handed with it. This is like my secret tip. It's kind of like my magic eraser. When I get a little too heavy-handed, I always go in with a brow bone highlight because it really helps clean everything up. The next step I like to do, especially when I'm working with this eye shape right here, is I'll go in with a makeup wipe and I'll clean up this edge right here. I really like to clean up the liner before moving on, just so that way I could really see the vision because right now I cannot. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup in this area. Now we're finally at a point where I'll go in with some concealer. I'm going to use the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is my favorite concealer to do this step. So I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to start carving out a little bit of lid space. And as you can see, my liner just comes up way too high over here. So I'm just going to bring it down a little bit with some concealer. Now, I already know what you guys are thinking. why did I take all that time to blow out the liner only to cover it up? Honestly, I just feel like going in with my liner, blowing it out, and then going in and cutting my crease just helps me perfect where I want to put my wing, because if I do it the other way around, I'm just kind of stuck with it, and I've been loving this method recently. So I'm now going to go in with my next shade. I honestly really like this shade right here, but I feel like it's going to darken up my lid space, which isn't something I want. So I'm going to go in with this bronze shade right here on my finger. This one is called Multiplayer. No, it's not. It is called Secret Level. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that all over the lid. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh. For this step, I'm just taking a very, very small detailed brush, just so that way I can get really close to the crease area with that shimmer. By the way, some of the brushes I'm using today are from a ColourPop brush set that I'm really into. This is an E29 by ColourPop. I'll have it listed down below because I've really been enjoying this brush collection recently. Now I'm going back into the shade called Cheat Code with a ColourPop E26. And I'm just gonna lightly start buffing that liner shade into the shimmer, and I'm gonna keep it super low like this. I'm not going to drag it too high because I don't want to cover up all of my lid space. I feel like that is kind of how I've been doing my liner recently, and I really like the way it looks in photos, so I think I'm gonna rock with this. Then what I like to do is I like to take an angled brush with a little bit of that liner shade, and I'll just stamp it super close to my lash line, but I don't bring it all the way in. I only like to take just a little bit of this, just so that way there's not so much of like a big disconnect, and it blends in with that shimmer really well to the point where it kind of looks non-existent, but you can still kind of tell that there's a little bit something there. So you ever get to that point where you're like, wow, things are looking really nice, but you need a little something extra to bring it all together? Well, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm going to switch over to using this palette right here. It's called Kitty Likes to Scratch by Too Faced. The shade right here is called Hairband. I'm going to use that to tie everything together. Get it? Hairband to tie everything together. No? Alright, a little much. I'm going to take a little bit of that and just blend it right here to deepen things up. Another thing I really like to do, especially for blending purposes, is taking a very similar shimmer to my matte. As you can see, this is Cheat Code. This one here is called Fangirl. I'm actually going to take that and I'm going to tap it right next to the shade right here, just so that way it blends a little bit better. I just felt like it was looking a little too stark and harsh right here, so I'm going to just blend a little bit of that burgundy shimmer to give it a pop. You see what that does for the look? It looks really pretty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. We're going to spice things up. I'm going to go into the Kitty Likes to Scratch eyeshadow palette by Too Faced, and I'm going to take that black shadow on an angled brush, and I'm going to start pressing it right here closest to my lash line. Now, I don't want my liner to be stark black. What I want is it to be very opaque towards the base of my lash to really give me that volume, but I want it to grade it up into that purple, so I'm not going to apply too much. I'm really just concentrating it right here closest to my lash line. This is really going to help create that fullness that I'm looking for when I pop on my lashes. Then with the small brush, I'm just going to buff and blend out the edges so that way there's a nice gradient going on. So you can definitely see a clear difference between this eye and this eye. I'm definitely digging this eye a little bit more. I just feel like it gives a little bit more drama, a little bit more sultriness, which is exactly what I'm going for this look. Now I'm gonna go in with a liner. I'm gonna use this one right here by Birdie Lashes, which was created by Beauty Bird here on YouTube. This is in the shade Clear. I'm gonna take this closest to my lash line, and I'm also gonna put a little bit on my lashes, just so that way they can stick a little bit better. And when I say my lashes, I technically mean the false lash. I've been doing this method for the past few weeks, and I feel like my lashes just stick a lot better. Also, not sure if I ever mentioned it, but she also sells her lash glue and liner in black as well, so definitely check it out. Then with a little bit of mascara, I'm gonna coat my lashes in with these falsies, just so that way we have more of a better blend. And of course, you guys know I love to blend my lashes in with these falsies by using my handy dandy lash curler. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move on to the rest of the face. I did already moisturize, prime, and I did a little bit of spot concealing, so this isn't my skin right now. Clearly, I have acne scarring. You guys know this if you've watched my videos in the past, or if you look at this picture right here. I struggle with acne pretty bad, but I did want to conceal it a little bit just so that way it wasn't anything crazy to look at as we were doing my face. But for today, I will be using this right here by e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I have a full review and wear test on this product. I do compare it to a higher end product. I will have it listed in the cards. I have really been liking this. This has actually been my foundation of choice. Whenever I want something on my skin, I do gravitate more towards this. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, and I'm just going to put it all over. Do you see the coverage on that? That is why I've been loving it. So I'm just going to take this and put it all over to give me a really nice even canvas. I also quickly just want to thank you guys for all the love you showed me when I came out and said that I am thinking about getting on Accutane. I did have that dermatologist appointment. They did approve me for Accutane. You do have to be on 2 forms of birth control, which I am, and I'm scheduled to get my medication on February the 15th, which is the day after my birthday. I'm so excited. You guys have no idea, like, struggling with acne for the past 10 years, it definitely has not been a fun experience. So I'm ready to get on the medication. Fingers crossed everything goes well. This isn't me advocating for Accutane. This is really just me talking about my struggles. You guys know I've struggled with acne for a very, very long time. So I'm really hoping that this goes well for me. So you can definitely notice that even out my skin tone, unlike anything I've ever seen, especially for like a CC cream. Like, it's not meant to be a full coverage foundation by any means, but it definitely is medium to full coverage. And I've been really into it. Very lightweight on the skin, very comfortable. But besides that, I'm gonna go in with my favorite concealer duo, the original e.l.f. Camo Concealer with the Hydrating Camo Concealer. These two together give me the perfect concealer combo. I'm gonna take a little bit here underneath my eye. Now the original is a very, very full coverage, so a little bit goes a very long way. I do want to add additional coverage to my chin area, because one thing I noticed with the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream is that my chin area, where I do have blemishes and acne scarring, it does wear off rather quickly. So I do double up with concealer in these areas just so that way I can get a longer wear out of the product. I'm going to take that same Total Face Sponge and I'm just going to really just buff and blend everything out. For my under eye powder, I will be using the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. This is a product I recently switched back to, and I can't believe I stopped using it. I really love using the banana shade and the soft peach shade, so not the super peach shade, but the softer one. And I'll just take it on my sponge and use this to set underneath my eyes, as opposed to using a super, super heavy loose powder. So I really just set this area with that product. Just works really well for me. For the rest of my face, I will be using the No. 7 Lift Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. I am in the shade Light Medium. Again, one of my personal favorite pressed powders for the face. I'm going to take this in all the other areas where I did not use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Just for the sake of timing, I do quickly want to finish off my lower lash line, so I'm going to take some of the peach shade. It is called One Up, and I am going to smudge it with a pencil brush closest to my lash line. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of that shade called Cheat Code, and I'm going to smudge it right alongside the outer V of my lower lash line, just to add some dimension to the look. So I'm just going to continue on using the Shade and Light palette since it's what I use underneath my eyes. I'm going to use this to add some definition to the rest of my face. I'm just going to mix the 2 shades together and just bronze. So I'm also going to take some of that bronzer alongside the sides of my nose just to give me some definition. I've been doing this a lot recently and I've been loving it. So my nose contour looks a little crazy. One way I really like to fix this up is by taking a powder foundation. I will be using this one right here by Fenty. I'm going to take a little bit of this on a buffing brush and I'm just going to use it to really buff and blend out how dark and stark this line is. So I'm just gonna go back and forth over the contour to get a better blend. And I'm also going to blend it out just so that way it looks a little more seamless. All right, so after that, I'm going to take my sponge, blend it into the powder foundation, and I'm going to tap this all over my nose, even down the center, just to make it a little less noticeable. And then right after that, I'm going to go in with some loose powder. I'm going to use this one right here by Laura Mercier, and I'm going to clean up the edges. And I'm also going to take this down the middle. I'm gonna let that bake there for a second, and we're gonna talk about blush. I do have a new blush that I wanna try and test out within today's video. These are the new Melting Blushes by Rare Beauty. Honestly, Rare Beauty is really hitting it out of the park with their launches. So I am so incredibly excited about these. This is called Nearly Apricot. And then I have another one here. This one is called Nearly Neutral. I think I might go in with Nearly Neutral just because I feel like the apricot one will be a little too much with this look in particular. It'll be too monochromatic for me. So I'm going to go in with Nearly Nude, and I'm going to take this brush right here by Sephora Collection. This is the number 47, and I'm just going to tap into it. I have no idea how these are going to perform, but I do know I love her other blushes within the line. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of this on the brush, tap on the back of my hand, and just apply it as usual. Honestly, so many brands are coming out with blushes. It makes me so happy because I've really been into creams. Also, as you guys could clearly tell, I am applying this over powder, and it's not getting weird or anything like that. It definitely gives me a little bit of a dew, which I'm into. So, ooh, not a bad product at all. For highlighter, I'm just going to use my same old, this Dior one. I'm telling you guys, you need this. I don't usually push high-end makeup products often, but when I do, they're very much worth it. I'm going to take this right here, and this is going to add the prettiest glow to my cheeks. Literally looks like it's melting into the skin. Okay, now I'm going to just dust away the nose bake. Nose is snatched. Also, can't forget to take this on the tip of the nose and down the bridge. So for my lips today, I'm going to go in with this lip liner right here by NYX. This is their Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Cold Brew. I'm going to line my lips with it, but I'm not going to fill them in completely. Then for my actual lip color, I'm going to use this right here by Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Nearly Apricot, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on and blend it in with the lip liner. One thing I will say is this lip gloss right here by Rare Beauty, so moisturizing on the lips. It feels a little thicker than an actual lip gloss, so it's not thin whatsoever, but it is very moisturizing, it is very hydrating, and I love the way that this color in particular blended with my lip liner. Looking at it in the packaging, it looks a little intimidating, but this is such a beautiful color on the lips. Like, okay, Rare Beauty, I see you. I am gonna go in with some setting spray though. This is the Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray by Catrice. I'm almost out of this, and I really want to use the rest up, so I'm gonna give my face a spritz. And after setting spray, that is it. This is a look. I definitely feel like it is a very pretty, fun, and flirty Valentine's Day glam. You guys already know how we get down on this channel. I will be doing a little mini Valentine's Day glam series, so this is not going to be the only look. I definitely want to do some looks that are very, very affordable, some that are perfect for every day. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. Like this video and turn on those post notifications so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that being said, I don't have much else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.